if AI could go wash the dishes, do the laundry, that would be perfect.
Welcome to another episode of Chewing the Fat. I am your host, Big Rob. Thank you so much for the folks who have written reviews on Apple Podcast. I certainly do appreciate that. It helps more folks find the podcast. And the folks who've given 5-star ratings on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts, that helps too. And of course, the folks who have supported the podcast by buying me a coffee at chewingthefatbr.com. I cannot keep going without you. So thank you so very much. It's a podcast where we tell beautiful, messy, human stories. And in front of me right now from Augusta, please welcome photographer extraordinaire. It's Jenni Green.
Hi.
Hey, Jenni. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Jenni is an old friend of mine. Not that she's old. I'm old, and we've known her for, over a dozen years, maybe. Yeah. 10 years or so. Yeah.
Yeah,
10,
I think it has been
10 or 12 years.
10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
I think we met at Apple,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, working at the fruit stand, as we say.
Working at the fruit stand, and then just maintained that friendship ever since then.
Yeah.
Neither one of us are there anymore, so.
That's right. Jenni is an amazing photographer. As a matter of fact, any major milestones that I've had in my life or my family, I've called upon Jenni to document through photography.
Yes.
Those things. She did some great headshots that I still use, even though I probably should update those headshots for me. And when Jacob was taken off over to England to get married and stuff like that, and took photos. And,
yes, that's right. The wedding,
or
wedding party,
the wedding party. Yeah. When
US
they came
party.
back. Yeah. The reception, U.S. reception, and all that. So you've been there, and I can't think of anybody better that I'd like to be there. So one, thank you for that.
Oh my gosh. I'm so honored to have even been asked by you.
Oh, no, you're great. You're great. So Jenni, you're over in Augusta. Is that home for you?
So yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
North Augusta. I'm from North Augusta.
Okay.
Initially. I lived in North Augusta pretty much all of my life. I have jumped back and forth across the river throughout time as well. So I've lived, downtown and in Augusta and back to North Augusta a few times. So yeah, the area in itself is just home to me, I guess, Augusta and North Augusta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you were growing up, was like photography a passion of yours? Were you just liking to capture moments like that, or what brought that kind of passion out? What were you like as a child?
Yeah. So it's funny because I don't think, so when I was a kid, I kind of wanted to be what I think every human being has ever wanted to be when they grew up, which is a marine biologist.
Oh.
I don't know why we all had that one career goal in common, but I feel like so many people wanted to be that. Yeah. And photography and, I do makeup as well. And those type of things were not really ever on my radar, although I did really love art and art classes. Mm-hmm. I was going to go to school for fashion design or acting. I think once I got in high school, those were some goals of mine. And, you kind of just let what people say get into your head a little bit, and you'll never make a living being an artist, or, that's has a, 1 in 10 chance of happening for you or whatever. So you just kind of go whatever the more secure ideal path would be. But photography still, it wasn't. So as a kid and as a young person, I kind of just always loved taking pictures of things. And it didn't occur to me that I could do that for a living. I was the type of person who would see a beautiful sunset or a field of grass, and I would just stop the car and get out and take a picture, because I just loved finding moments like that and just wanting to freeze it and have it just last forever. And so I always loved to do that. And then at one point in time, I was like, wait, maybe I can take this somewhere. And I was taking pictures all of the time anyway. So I shifted like my subject a little bit and tried to start taking pictures of people. And I had like my cousins, model for me like in the early days, and my brother who like had started having a family. So I started taking pictures of him and his family. And then it just went from there.
Yeah. That's really cool.
And I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so cool when you find something that kind of ignites that spark that you have inside that you maybe had been, sound like it laid dormant for a while because, as we're creatures of community and some people are not kind and they're like, oh, you can't do that or you can't do that. You have to do, it seems like that always happens especially with people that want to do things in the artistic realm or creative realm. It's like, oh, because I still get it. It's like, oh, how's that old voice acting thing going? What's your backup plan? What's your, you know what I mean? It's like nobody ever says that to a doctor. It's like, oh, how's that little doctor thing going?
Right.
What's your real job going to be?
What is it going to be? Right. It's like the arts are meaningless in a sense. And it's like, no, they actually mean so much and they're fulfilling for so many people. And not to mention, it kind of makes the world go round, like having these memories and having, entertainment and, hearing people's voices or watching TV. I mean, all of these things happen because of the arts. So it's not a backup plan. It's a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so many studies have shown that like if children are exposed to the arts or have the opportunity to take part in the arts in their school years, that they are so much more open and more intelligent, more adaptable, more, you know what I mean? It makes them better people.
Right. Just all around. Well-rounded, all around, better people. Yeah.
Yeah. Not saying that they have to go into the arts. It's like, but just to be exposed to that, to that different way of thinking, as opposed to that kind of, mathematical way of thinking, just, the artistic way of thinking.
Right.
Taking stuff outside of the box. I think that's very important, especially as we get into a realm where I say that art is being demonstratized and demonetized even more with like AI because you don't have to have the creative process to do something with AI art or whatever like that. You just type in a few words, write a poem about the sunset, and it's done for you. But yet you didn't experience the sunset. How did you feel watching this? That's the important. How did you feel? Like what words did that evoke in you, or whatever? I think that's part of that cognition part of creativity is connecting those dots within ourselves, within our soul, our psyche, our, that little thing that, like I said, that catches fire.
Absolutely.
And when you take that part out and replace it with a 5-word prompt.
Right. You're just skipping over that. I mean, you're not, I feel like to me, art a lot of times is a release, and like, a way to feel things. And so if you're typing in a prompt, you're just skipping over that part. And it's like, for me, I've always been very much into music as well. And so to me, a lot of, I look at music as kind of like a poetry and a way to like feel things. So I only connect with lyrics that I can connect with. And so that music is usually the most meaningful to me. And so like whenever I hear music, or new music, I'll open the lyrics, right? The feature that shows you the lyrics as the song goes along. And I read the lyrics and I learn the lyrics a lot of times. And if it, registers with me, if I can feel it and it can make me feel something or like bring back up a past experience or bring up a feeling that I'm currently having or something like that. It's just kind of healing and it helps me to get through that. And so, when you talk about AI and you really skip over the meaningful stuff. And I feel like art should really be something that makes you feel something, whether it be a photograph or a lyric or a poem or, you're writing down your thoughts or how you feel. It should come from inside of a human body, human mind, a human experience, not just a computer. So I'm really in that space right now with AI where I'm like really against, I'm against it. But I know that, it's just like everything else that comes along. It's like, it's here, and how do we figure out how to work with it? And hopefully people realize, you see so many people posting photos and headshots and stuff online that, they just put into ChatGPT or whatever, some other platform. And I'm like, okay, well, that's my job.
Right.
That stinks that they're, relying on AI for that, what I like to do. But, I just don't think you can ever get the same results, and you can't get the same feeling behind it. And it's like, well, this is a fake photo. And I think most people can, realize that this is fake. It doesn't look like you. I mean, it does, but it doesn't.
Right. Right. Because it's not just you. You may have fed the photo in it, but it's also the conglomeration of the million of other photos that it stole from the internet.
Right.
To make whatever, all of these other pieces of art that were stolen, all these other pieces of audio or music or, voices that were stolen to create this fake thing. And I believe that there is a way that we can use AI, that makes sense to make life easier. But art doesn't have to, art's not supposed to be easy.
No.
That's part of it. Let people create art. You AI, go wash the dishes.
Right.
That's what I need.
Actually, yes, I could use the extra time. If AI could go wash the dishes, do the laundry, that would be perfect.
Yeah. Let me put in a prompt and you go wash the dishes, and then I'll have time to do the art.
Right. Because one of my favorite things too about taking photos of people is I have kind of more like a documentary style that I'll gravitate to. And one of my favorite parts is capturing like genuine emotion. Yeah. A genuine smile. The little moments in between where at first, things are kind of awkward because everybody's awkward when you get behind the camera. At first, you're like, what do I do? But like when you start getting comfortable and you're with other people, maybe it be, whether it be your family or your significant other or whatever. And there's just these moments that happen when you're just like vulnerable and you're not really trying to put a mask on. And those are like the best moments that you can capture. And when you put your photo or when you put a prompt into AI, sure, it may look a little bit like you, but the emotion and the smile, it's not genuine. And it comes across as such. It's just kind of, it's fake and, it's obvious. So it takes away that whole aspect and perspective that a human photographer can actually capture. Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's funny to think about AI and how quickly it's gotten better. To tell you the truth, I was much more comfortable and liked AI more when it was, 5 years ago. Everybody uses the Will Smith eating spaghetti analogy of how far AI has come along. If you've not,
this is a new one to me.
Oh yeah, if you've not seen the AI that first created Will Smith eating spaghetti, I mean, it's terrible. Eyes are all over his head, and the forks going through the back of his head. I mean, how did I miss this? Oh, it's terrible. But to me there was an awkwardness about how quote bad the tool was that made it cool to me.
Right.
Because I wasn't trying to, it's like, I don't want to see Will Smith eating a plate of spaghetti. This Picasso version is so much better than seeing, Will Smith actually eating spaghetti, to where is it now? It looks like video footage of Will Smith just eating spaghetti.
I know. And it's very scary.
And it's scary. And it's, my mother's gone, but those were things that I worried about for her, like with voice cloning and somebody calling, somebody grabbing my voice somehow and saying,
Ugh.
"Hey, Mom, I'm in trouble. Send me money."
Oh my gosh. I haven't even thought. That's new fear unlocked.
Sorry. But yeah, but it's happening. It's happening,
Ugh.
and then people taking it, because everybody, there's, who's I telling somebody? I was like, locks are on houses for honest people, not crooks, because crooks are going to break the locks anyway.
Right.
They're going to break in the window. If they want in, they're going to get in.
Yeah.
These tools were created for whatever, whether to be art or whatever, but then there's somebody who's always going to find a nefarious purpose for them, to use them in a way that's going to take advantage, to take something that you worked hard for,
right,
or to cause harm to someone you love, because that's, aside from the money portion of that, the distress that your parents might feel or your loved one might feel thinking that you're in trouble, that you've been kidnapped or whatever it is.
right. That's awful to think about. I had to help, in retail. I had to help so many older people who, had just gotten scammed by thinking they were talking to, I don't know, just the craziest
the
people.
The gas company, the IRS, and they want to be paid in Apple cards. They want to be paid in Apple gift cards. That is not how anybody pays their bills.
No, it's not with an Apple gift card or a gift card of any kind.
No, not at all.
Someone thought that, like I forget, it was a celebrity. Some celebrity they were talking to was going to come bring them a new car because, she didn't have any transportation or whatever. And it's just like, man, thinking about how easy it is for them to fall for stuff like that. Like, God forbid someone clone my voice and call my dad, or my mom and tell them I'm in trouble. That's awful to think about. Yeah. Especially as they, get older.
Right.
I'm like, oh no, please. I mean, because they'll, screenshot emails from.
Is this real?
Yeah. Is this real? Or
at least they're asking.
Yes. I mean, thank God. Please keep asking me. I will always tell you, and that goes for anybody. Anybody can text me, not just my mom and dad, but is this real? And, there'll be like typos and misspelling and like punctuation in the wrong place and stuff like that. And to me, it's like a dead giveaway and very obvious. But, to them, they're like, well, maybe. So, yeah, that's scary. Scary thoughts.
And that's where, I've heard like, you got to come up with like a safe word for your family, whatever it is. Like, hey, if I ever call or somebody ever calls and said that I'm in trouble, blah, 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 ask them what the safe word is. And if they don't know that, hang up immediately.
Oh, that's a good, it's sad that we have to do this. But,
yes, it is.
But yeah, that's a good thought, good idea. And a new thing that we'll have to come up with now.
Right.
Because of the crazy world that we live in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and the thing is it's not all bad. They're there's good, there's bad, and it's not all bad. I still am very optimistic and hope for the best and think the best of everyone. But these are also realities of some of the stuff that we're dealing with now.
Right.
And we have to adapt and overcome. Right.
As we get more and more technologically advanced as a species, we will have to worry about, we'll have to face more of these things, I'm sure, and figure out how to get past them.
Yeah. Yeah. How to make it part of our lives, how to make it do the good things and not the bad things.
Right.
You mentioned something a few moments ago about we're off of AI now. You can okay. Everybody can breathe now. We're off AI.
We're done. We're done with AI.
Get off this AI soapbox.
Sorry. Oh God, could stay there forever.
But you mentioned about singing. You are a singer as well. I've heard you sing. You sing lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Was that also a passion when you were growing up? Did you do like the choirs and things?
I did. Yeah, actually, singing is one of the, after my marine biologist phase, that was one of the things that I thought that I might do. I loved singing from an early age. Like, I remember I was probably really terrible at it because I have a memory of me and my dad being in his car and like we were listening to Mariah Carey and he's like, and I'm just like singing, belting my little heart out. And he's like, try to sound like her. He's like, just try to sound like her. And I still remember that, and to this day. And like after that, I was like, I'm going to sound like Mariah Carey. And she was one of my top artists, when I was young. She was one of my favorites. And so I did church choir for a long time. I did choir in school. Chorus is what they called it, of course. And so I did that, and I just loved singing and I loved music. I tried to pick up instruments a couple of times. Like, my parents got me a guitar for Christmas one year, and I really wish that I would have gone, to more, I could have been like, they put a guitar in Taylor Swift's hands and look at her. But, that didn't happen to me, and everybody's path is different.
Yeah.
But I just always loved to sing. And when I was in middle and high school, I would write lyrics and write songs, or, what I thought were songs and stuff at the time. And I would sing them in my head and with not even having any music. But I just loved that whole aspect of it. So I still love to sing, but now I mostly sing, screaming down the road in my car, or like in the shower, or at work, in the break room, so that everybody can get annoyed with me.
There you go.
But yeah, it's just one of those things that's kind of like ingrained, and I love it. So, music and lyrics I've always had a deep connection to. So yeah.
So have you like been able to combine your love of photography and music together? Like, you shoot any concerts or do any work like that? Album covers for musicians and things?
Oh my gosh, that would be a dream. I've actually been thinking recently that I would love to do concert photography, because I haven't, and I need to, kind of knock on some doors and figure out how I can make that happen, because I would absolutely love that. Would be a dream. So I've done some photography on set for, some projects for, movie.
Oh, wow.
For film, and for, Chelsea, our friend's short film. So, I did some stuff on set for her as well. But concert and music photography is something that I would love to get into. So if anybody has a way in, let me know.
Yeah.
Because I'd totally be down to do that.
That'd be really cool. I mean, you got
combine the worlds.
Yeah. With everything, especially like that, it just takes finding that one person who's going to give you the shot, or be like, hey, I'm going to show you the ropes.
Yes.
Or I need a second shooter for this. How comfortable you are with this part of it, or whatever. Something just to get that foot in the door.
Mm-hmm. And to get my foot in I'll do it for free. For the first, couple times while I'm learning. Yeah, you get the first one for free. That's how it works. So I can learn. But yeah, when Taylor Swift was on tour, I guess I can't make it through a conversation without bringing her up, but she was on tour for 2 years, to be fair. I know.
By any chance?
If you didn't know. But there was a lot of smaller local photographers that were given the chance in each of the cities that she went to take photos. I mean, I don't know how I didn't submit for anything, but it was just very cool to see them get the chance to do that, because that would be such a dream. And so I saw so many photos online, of course, from her shows, and that really, I had interest in it previously, but that kind of ignited how cool it would be, to be there and take the photos. I mean, the lights, the, cinematics of it all, and would just be so fun to do. So.
Yeah. And it's a different skill set other than like wedding photography or headshot photography or things like that, because of the lights and because of all the other,
right.
there is a bit of that kind of, live in the moment things that are happening. You have to be ready to capture them. So you have to be very familiar with your equipment. You have to kind of know what you're doing so that you get it, because it's not going to come again.
Right. And change the settings, super quickly, or kind of sit in anticipation for, something big and something beautiful to happen, so that you can say, oh, well, I got the shot. You're right. It's not going to happen again. And so it's a totally different ball game, but one that I would love. It's just very different than like, you're not setting anybody up for any poses. It's, what they give you, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't be like, Taylor, over this way. If you could look to your left more. Right. Okay, there we go.
You can't fabricate like this beautiful shot, of where you can, at a wedding, you can say, hey, do this, and I'm going to slow down the shutter speed, and we're going to get some movement in here, and we can just make really pretty photographs. It just has to, it's on a whim, and you just have to catch it. So,
but that's part, that's the art in what you do.
Yes.
That's the art in being able to see it in your mind and know what you have to adjust on your whether it's your body, where you're standing, where you're holding the camera, the adjustments on the camera, to be able to capture that and do it, in the length of a shutter speed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of a shutter click. Yeah.
At 1/600th of a second.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. I can see that happening for you. Yes. You just got to you just have to have the chance. You just have to, and you'll get it.
Manifest that.
That's right. I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like you're going to get that chance.
Thank you. Yeah. I hope so.
So for you, other than your photography, which you do enjoy doing, what's bringing you joy in life now?
What's bringing me joy? My dogs.
Yeah.
I love my dogs. They're a constant source of joy in my life. They're goofy and perfect little angels most of the time. That and my friendships and going to the gym, planning little vacations. I went to Wilmington last weekend. That was the first time I had been up there. Wow. I know. And it was such a cool area. And we went, of course, to the beach. So Wilmington is a city in North Carolina that's very close to the coast. But there's a long stretch of beaches, of about 3 or 4 different beaches kind of that you can get to within 30 minutes of Wilmington. So I spent some time on the beach, and that was very nice. That brought me a lot of joy, lots of joy. I love being by the water, in the water, around the water. And then cultivating new relationships at, the new day job that I'm working, has really been something that has been like a good source of joy for me as well.
It's a pretty creative job that you've got. Well,
yeah.
And you're at
Freshwater.
Yeah. I've been in there. It's a great shop. Lots of curated. It's a very curated store, and I love the little sections that you have. And there's some pieces that you guys made, keychains and things like that. Didn't I see that you guys actually have your product in like the LL Bean company store?
Yes.
That's pretty big.
So yeah, keychains, bag charms. We make leather goods. All of it's like handcrafted in store. We actually make that, make all of those products in the back. There's a big production room, and, yes, LL Bean. The products are in LL Bean now, which is so cool and so crazy, because I actually did an internship for Freshwater a couple years ago. So like in 2024. And I just came back to working full time there. And so back in 2024, it was a much smaller shop down the street on Broad Street, just down the way a little bit. It was very small. We had just a small production room where we were, working, and we were still, we were getting a lot of wholesale orders and things like that. So even then, I think the pet tags that we make there were super big at the time. And so we were wholesaling them out, to Paris and all kind of different places, cool. Which was really cool. And I've just always thought that it was the coolest little store and coolest company. And, I was a customer there for a couple of years, of course, before that came up, and I've just always loved it. But during 2025, when I was not there, they got their, contract through with LL Bean. And so we make a specific line, of things just for them that they carry in their stores and online and in Canada, LL Bean Canada now. So yeah, it's really cool. It's definitely creative. You have to have some creative desire, right, to work there, because you're making things and doing fun stuff like that. But it's been very cool, and I like it. So it's right now an all women team, and the two the girls that own it, they're sisters. So it's women owned and a bunch of ladies that work there, and so I've been, cultivating friendships and getting to know everybody there, and it's been so fun. I love it.
Jenni, this is the second segment of the show. This is where we dive a little bit deeper into your mental health journey. I definitely believe the more we can tell the stories of the things that we've been through, the easier it is for others to feel that they are not alone in this, because I believe that's one of the things that really sucks the energy out of us most is that feeling of aloneness. So for you, how do you keep the darkness at bay?
So I'll be honest with you. There's a couple of different ways I keep the darkness at bay, but I don't think, I'm still not perfect at keeping the darkness at bay. I think there are days when I kind of will wallow in the darkness or, whatever. I think that it's not something that's been perfected, but something that's, being consistently worked at. And I feel like it may be like that for a lot of people. And so one of the biggest things that helps me keep it at bay is the people that I have in my life. So, I used to think I had to have, I had to be surrounded by a ton of people, and I had to have all these friends and things like that. And I think you get to a point where you realize that, the amount of people around you is not as important as the quality of the people that you have around you, whether it be, 2 or 3 good people or 6 or 7. Yeah. So I have, I saw something on social media that kind of stuck with me. I saw it a while back, and it said something like, surround yourself with the people who are not just going to fight for you when you're with them in the room, but the people who will fight for you when you're not in the room. Yeah. And that stuck with me for, it's been a while since I've seen it. And it just really stuck with me. It always stood out because you don't need a ton of people surrounding you. You don't need all the noise. You need the few people who are really going to go to bat for you, who are going to be there for you when you're going through the hard times, and that are going to fight for you when you're not in the room. And that's really how you can kind of decipher how to cut people out. You grow up and you have to cut people out. Yeah. And it's not personal. It's just like, well, these are the people that I can really count on. And I have, a few of those good people in my life, and they've been there every time I've been, kind of wallowing in the darkness to help sit in it with me and pull me out and help me out. And so I think, one, people are very important. And then two, having, making a healthy habit for yourself. So for me, a couple of years ago, I was going through like a really hard time, and I started going to the gym, and that helped me, immensely in so many different ways. And I think there's so many like things that we think of when we think of, oh, what's a healthy habit, that you can have. And, I think like journaling and stuff like that, I think it's amazing. I think it's, romanticized or whatever, and I've always wanted to be the girl that, journaled, or that could journal, and I could just go home at night and like write down all of my feelings for the day and everything like that. And I love that people can do that. And I just never have been able to, be consistent with that. And so it doesn't have to be a healthy habit that, maybe romanticized, or maybe that everybody like says, oh, well, you should do this. Find what works for you, because the gym really worked for me. Like, I clinically have anxiety. And so I'll struggle with that pretty often. And, I may have a good month, a good week, a good year, a good 2 years, but it'll always come creeping back. And it may be triggered by an event, or it may just come out of nowhere. So, I'll go, a couple of years ago, I was just going through some hard things, and I wasn't really sleeping well. Hardly at all. I wasn't really eating sufficiently and things like that. And so I was like, okay, well, I got to, tire myself out. So it started as like me going and pushing myself to physical limits in order to just like be tired.
Just to be exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So it started like that. And then it just kind of grew into like, well, now I'm seeing like, not only am I sleeping better, I'm feeling better, and I am seeing results from this. I'm like learning everything there is to know about like strength training and nutrition, and I'm learning all of these new things, and it just became like a hobby, like a thing that I really enjoyed and loved. And I loved learning the new things and learning what muscle groups I was working by doing this exercise. And so not only, like I said, not only was I sleeping better, was I feeling better, I had all this new knowledge, and, I started noticing differences in like, I wasn't getting winded as quickly, and, I could pick up heavier things, and I was, beginning to see muscle on my body. And I was like, this was all such a positive thing for me that it really saved me. And so, I still enjoy it very much. Like with the 9 to 5, all the transitions that I've made in the last several months, it's been kind of hard to find a consistent routine. I'm still working on it, but, I'm figuring it out, and I'm getting there so that I can get back into that, that pattern, and that, because it's still something that I think about every day. And I was going 4 to 5 times a week, and now, I'm down to like about 3, just because, the scheduling situation, and I'm still figuring it out. I've discovered I'm not a morning person. So I've tried to get up at like, 6 a.m. and go before work. And that just doesn't happen. Like, as much as I want to be like a morning person and wake up and have my coffee and listen to the birds chirp and go to the gym, it just doesn't happen. So, I've come to the acceptance of that. But then I get off at 5, and like the last thing I want to do is be in the gym at 5:30 in the busiest time of the day. So it's been an adjustment, but I'm figuring it out, and I'm just making it work. I'm going at 5:30 when it's busy, and just dealing with it. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you right now, you're going 3 times a week. That's 3 times a week more than I'm going. So feel good about that.
Right. I know. I'm trying not to beat myself up too much. I'm like, but I say beat myself up, but it is genuinely something that brings me like happiness.
Yeah. So you're wanting, you're seeking that.
Yes.
You enjoy it. And when we have things we enjoy, we want to do it more,
Yes.
And I get that. And plus it's got to be a great confidence booster too. Like you said, when you're like, hey, I'm not getting winded walking from the car to the gym door anymore, or I can pick up heavier things, that has a way of alleviating that anxiety and that anxiousness too, because I think a lot of anxiety, by definition, is a fear of something, a fear of whether it be not fitting in or not being able to perform or not being as good as the imagination that we've created of ourselves. Mm-hmm. So when you do something that then strengthens your body and gives you that type of confidence, you're like, okay, I may still have anxiety over, if I'm making good choices or I'm making good friends, but at least like I don't have to be anxious over my physical ability anymore.
Yes.
If need to, I can, you know what I mean? I can, carry a 75-pound of potatoes, because that happens every day.
75-pound bag of potatoes.
Right. Because that happens all the time. To save somebody's life, you had to drag a 75-pound bag of potatoes. But I mean, but you don't have to worry about that part anymore. Yes. And you like what you see in the mirror more.
Yes.
We want to, we Taylor Swift ourselves and like, I'll never be Taylor. It's okay. We have a Taylor. We don't need another Taylor. We need a Jenni Green. You know what I mean? So being able to recognize the Jenni Green in the mirror is a wonderful thing.
Yes. I think you're 100% right. It's like a big confidence boost. I mean, not only like, physically, whereas like, of course, like it is a boost to look at yourself and like recognize yourself again, right? Because I was always in sports and doing athletic things when I was in, high school. I even cheered in college. So, up until college, I was very, athletic. And then I've been dealing with some health issues for like the last 5 years. And I struggle with, I'm still don't have a diagnosis on what's going on, but essentially I have a lot of chronic pain that could be related to like some female issues, and I just don't have answers yet still. So 5+ years of not having answers and just feeling physically in so much pain every day. I kind of lost myself. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to move, my body, or, I couldn't imagine going for a walk even, or lifting a weight. But I kind of just pushed myself through it, thinking that maybe it would help, right? If I just kind of tried to zone out of the pain and just push through it. And I noticed that whenever I would do more physical activity, like when I was doing physical activity, like in the act of it, whether it was like, playing tennis or playing basketball or playing pickleball or lifting weights, I wouldn't have the pain during that time. It would be, I would have it after or before, throughout the day, but not when I was doing physical activity. So that's another thing that it became like something that I could do for myself where I wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Because you're focusing on something else. You're focusing on the activity. You're not focusing on that pain. And
yes.
Going 5 years, no diagnosis, still trying to figure it out. Yes, the toll it takes on your body, and that you're in pain and you don't want to be in pain, but also that mental toll of what's wrong with me.
Yes.
Even the doctors don't know what's wrong with me.
Yes.
I can't imagine the weight that puts on you.
It will eat you up. And, it just chewed me up and spit me out, really. I was just like a kind of a shell of like, what's going on. Like mentally, I was just all out of whack. And I can't say that I'm not fixed. I still don't have answers, and I still have days where I struggle a lot, and mentally, I'm just not in a good place because of how bad I feel. But we're working towards some resolutions, and I feel confident, and I feel, I try to be as optimistic and as, as possible. Like, it's just going to be around the corner. I know it. I can feel it. And so that's another way that I kind of like can assure myself. But, sometimes it's hard, and you just deal with it the best that you can. And so
I think those days are probably where that first thing you mentioned comes in real handy, when you have a circle of people and somebody can just come sit with you. Like, look, hey, I know you're going through stuff. I don't know what it is, but I know I love you, and I know that I'll be here for you. And if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But I can sit here with you, and we can, color.
We can color, yeah.
Yeah, we can color, or we can read books, but we're in the same room, and I'm here. And if you want to talk. If you don't, that's okay too.
Yes, absolutely.
Having something like that, having people that you can turn to. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have somebody like physically that's like that, there are people that will talk to you and sit with you in silence on the phone, like, the what is it, the 988 number. It's a suicide prevention line, but it's also a counseling line. So if you need someone just to talk to, you can call that number.
Yes.
If you need just someone, if you don't have someone that you can talk to right now, there's always someone you can reach out to.
Yes, there's always someone that you can reach out to. I'm thankful that I have, one of my friends, one of my closest friends, one of the ones that will go to bat and has gone to bat for me, that I definitely know will fight for me when I'm not in the room. She doesn't live in the country. She lives in Australia. So we have a 12-hour difference, but I know that, she knows, and I know that we are there for each other. Like we'll always, answer for each other, and, we can FaceTime each other or just text. Like actually this morning, I woke up to a text that just said Jennifer, which is my name. So I was like,
okay,
yes. And then she just replied with, I miss you. Oh. And so, it was just so kind and so thoughtful and so sweet. And like, I woke up in such a good mood because of that. And, luckily having people like that who understand you and who know like what you're going through, and, that my blank stares sometimes, like when I get that far off look in my eyes, or I'm looking like I might be mad or agitated or whatever it is, it's really that I'm probably in a lot of pain right now. And like to someone else, it might be intimidating. Like someone who doesn't know me, they might think like, oh, well, she must not be a very nice person. Like she's got RBF or whatever. But it probably has nothing to do with it. Probably in my own mind, like just trying to get through the moment.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to have those people that, just understand, and they don't even need you to say anything. They could just sit next to you and, or reach out to you through a text or, whatever. And just let you know that you're loved and you're thought about and you're cared about. And I feel like that's just such a big, important thing. And so if it, my hope and my wish is that everyone has that.
Yeah.
But if not, there is always someone that does care, and they may not even know you. So there's always someone that is willing to talk and listen. Find those people or reach out to the hotlines or whatever it may be. But there's always those people. Just got to find them.
All right, Jenny, it's time now for the third segment of the show. It's time now for the Fast Five. The Fast Five. It's time now for the Fast Five. Fast Five. I'm still working on that theme song.
I love that. That's my favorite song. That's my favorite song.
The Fast Five is powered by Poddex. It's an app created by my friend Travis Brown. If you go to chewingthefatbr.com/Poddex, it will take you to the link where you can download the app on your favorite, app store. But there's no wrong answers at all. It's just the first thing that comes to the top of your mind.
I'm always like a deer in headlights during stuff like this. Someone's like, respond fast. And I'm like, oh.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right. You ready? Question number 1?
Question number 1.
All right, here we go. What do you love to do for others?
Ooh, what do I love to do for others?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love to just find little like trinkets or things that like remind me of people and get them for them. Because like if we had a conversation, say it's like if we had a conversation about skincare or something like that, and you're like, oh, I have this problem. And I find like if I have something or I find something, I will get it and like be like, here, I hope this helps you. Or, if I know someone loves cats and I see something that, has cats all over it. I love finding like little unique ways to just, take in what people have told me and what I know about them. And I like getting like little unique things and little things that, other people might not think about. I feel like gift giving is underrated, and I think a lot of people don't know what to give for gifts. I know you just gave a really thoughtful gift recently, the one that I saw in Denise's story. That was so thoughtful. Oh. The candles, just our mutual friend. But yeah, things like that. I think people kind of sometimes just go generic with things. And like, I understand gift cards when you're far away from somebody and stuff like that. So, no hate on the gift card stuff, but, I love just what I know about people and just finding little things. It may not even be a reason to give the gift, but
yeah, as they say, in the Southern phrase is a Circe, a little gift for no reason.
Oh, I did not know that phrase, but I like it.
A Circe.
Yeah. A Circe.
Just give you a little Circe. A little gift for no reason, no explanation, just because. It's a little just because.
A little just because, yes.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. All right, question number 2. Name one thing on your bucket list.
Oh, okay. One thing on my bucket list.
Are you a bucket list type person? I feel like everybody has a bucket list, whether it's officially written down somewhere or not, but you kind of have like a little internal bucket list. But
yes. So, okay. I feel like anybody could guess this about me. But it would be to have a pet raccoon. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I feel like if you know me, you probably knew that was maybe what I would say. But yeah, I really want a pet raccoon. When I lived in North Augusta, I had a lot of raccoons that just like lived in the backyard, and I would feed them and they would come to me, and every single night they would come and I would make them like little peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah.
Now, wildlife people don't come for me, okay? Do not come for me.
Right.
I have pictures and videos on my Instagram of my little baby raccoons, and I miss them. So they would come and like we got to the point where they would take the stuff out of my hands.
With their little hands. The cutest things that I've ever seen. I love raccoons, and yeah, I know that they don't make good pets. I know that. But listen, I can handle it. I promise. It's my best friend Dale. He has a air quote pet raccoon that was at his house. They don't live at that house anymore, but like he would make little plates and put out for him, and they'd take food out of his little hands, and he would talk about the food and them getting them in the little hands and eating it and stuff like that.
Me and him had the same life.
Yeah.
I would make little plates. I'd put them on like a little stool, so it would be like their little picnic table. Yeah. And I'd put grapes in like a bowl of water, so I'd watched them wash them off.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I miss them so much every day.
I love that. I love that. Pet raccoon on the bucket list. Nice. Question number 3. If you could learn any language fluently, what would it be?
French, I think. French or Italian.
Oui, oui. That's it.
Yeah, because it's oui, oui. Croissant. Yeah, because it's such a beautiful language. I love like listening to, watching movies or shows that are in French. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're saying, but it sounds so beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I love that. The other one that I would say is Japanese because my family, my grandmother was from Japan. Mm-hmm. And so I still have, she has 2 living sisters still, and not many of my family speaks Japanese, but I would love to be able to speak Japanese and go to Japan and speak to my family in Japanese. It's a very hard language to learn as an adult. I've tried, but yes, I would love to speak that as well.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. There's an app called Duolingo. Just saying.
That does not work. Like, y'all cannot convince me that Duolingo works. I was pretty solid on there for a while. And granted, this was Spanish. Mm-hmm. And I took a lot of Spanish in high school and college. I mean, I probably took 5 years of Spanish. Duolingo does not work.
It's a bit clunky. Yeah. Conversationally. You may learn some words, but I don't know that you can you're gonna stitch them together in sentences that make sense.
Exactly. And it's very I feel like I was doing it forever and I never got past the basics. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think you really need to have someone to speak with on a daily basis. And there's probably better apps out there. If anyone has any suggestions, throw them my way. But I'd love to be fluent, and at least I feel like I'd be closest to being fluent in Spanish, having so much background. So I'd love to just be fluent in at least one other language.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Question number 4. If you could go back in time and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Whoa, that's a big question. Yeah. So many pieces of advice. But I think the biggest one would just be yourself. Be yourself, find who yourself is, and love yourself, because I think, growing up is hard. It's probably even more difficult now, having so much access to everything. But, we didn't have the internet when I was a kid, or it was just a thing that was coming around. But we certainly didn't have social media. And I think, I think I tried to find my identity in, the acceptance of other people a lot. I've never been cool, right? I've just been cool adjacent. I would, I wanted to do this, and I wanted to be popular, and I wanted to be the cheerleader, and I wanted to be best friends with the cheerleaders. And I think I was just always kind of on the outside just a little bit. I did the things, but, and I think we spend too much time looking for what we perceive to be cool, and trying to find acceptance.
That external acceptance.
Yeah, external acceptance, and try to find our identity and we put our identity and our worth in what other people think of us. Yeah. And so to heal that little girl, I would just say, be yourself, find yourself in your own identity, in what you love, and your own passions, and concentrate and focus on that.
Yeah. And
don't worry about the rest.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Question number 5. What do you think is more important in a song, the melody or the lyrics?
Oh, well, that's so easy.
It's random, and I realize you already answered this earlier.
I know, it's random, and that was a perfect perfect question for me. Definitely the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's funny too, because I just watched a show that talks about the melody and lyrics of a song. And like, I don't know, it's just like one of the main characters, she's a musician, and she asks, you know, her love interest or whatever, this guy that she has a crush on, what is most important to him? Like, what does the song make him feel? And he's like, oh, well, the melody is like so good or whatever. And that's not what she was looking for. And I'm kind of the same in that aspect. It's like, it has to make me feel something. And the way that that's going to happen is the lyrics. I mean, the delivery, I love, you know, a good melody and a good delivery. So when a song has all of it,
right,
it's amazing. But lyrics to me is what draws me in initially to a song. Because if it makes me feel something, that's such a big thing for me. Like I said, I watched the lyrics on, you know, Noah Kahan's new album was lyrically very, very good, which is no surprise because his past things have been really good too. But they really make me feel something. And he writes from a perspective of his past traumas and things like that. And it's just very healing. And I think that when you can relate to lyrics and music, it is so healing, and it can help you heal from stuff that you may be sitting in or going through. And it also helps you know that you're not alone. Like, other people are going through these same experiences and feeling these same emotions and things like that. And so, and they're writing about it, and they're putting this art out for you to also know.
Right.
And enjoy that you're not alone, and this is for you too. And I hope you like it. And so, lyrics are definitely the most important to me.
Yeah. I love that. Well, that is the Fast Five, and that is our show, Jenni. Thank you so much for being here.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me. We've been talking about this for a long time, and I'm glad we could finally make it happen. And I love that you're doing this. It's so inspiring to me that you have this wonderful show that just like a song, it's for people out there to know, hey, you're not alone, and these are some things that could help you. And so I think this is amazing what you're doing, and I feel so honored for you to have asked me to come.
Well, of course, thank you. If folks want to keep up with you or your photography, maybe they need some photos taken, or there's somebody with a concert coming, needs some concert photos taken, what's the easiest way they can keep up with you, Jenni?
The easiest way to keep up with me is through social media. I believe my information, email, and everything is attached to the social medias as well. So my Instagram for photo is Jenni Green Photo Co. And I will admit I haven't updated it in a while. I do need to get on top of that. But yeah, you can find me there. You can reach out through I think there's a contact button that has like my email. And that is the best way. My personal Instagram, of course, I'm always very active on my personal Instagram. I try not to be as active, but that's a different story. So that's Jenni Green IRL. So either one of those, they're both connected, and I've got my photo Instagram linked in my personal bio as well. So yeah.
Well, I'll make sure to put those links in the show notes for this program. And again, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being willing to have such a great conversation with me. I love you, and I love everything that you do, and I wish you nothing but success in your photography and those things that set yourself on fire.
I appreciate you so much. I love you too, and I'm so thankful to be your friend and to be here. So thank you.
Thank you. And if you would like to support this podcast, I'd appreciate it if you bought me a coffee at chewingthefatbr.com. But until next time, I look forward to the chance we have to sit a spell and chew the fat.